Hi, I'm Shirley Coomer, a real estate advisor serving the Phoenix metro area. If you bought, refinanced, or even considered selling a home during the surge of 2020 and 2021, you lived through one of the most unusual housing cycles Phoenix has ever seen. Some homeowners gained significant equity in a very short time. Some buyers wrote offer after offer and still couldn't secure a home, and many decisions during that time were made quickly because the market was moving so fast. But here's the important question today. What does that period actually mean for your housing decisions now? Because the Phoenix real estate market since 2020 didn't just create short-term activity, it reshaped equity, mobility, and negotiation across the entire metro area. And many homeowners haven't taken the time to reevaluate their position since then. Instead of focusing on monthly market headlines, I want to step back and explain what really changed in the Phoenix market since 2020 and how buyers and sellers should be thinking about decisions today. During 2020 and 2021, the housing market moved at an unusually fast pace. Mortgage rates dropped to historic lows. Inventory became extremely limited, and buyers competed aggressively for almost every listing. I worked with sellers who received multiple offers within just a few days. Some homes received 10, 15, even 20 offers. Many sold above list price. And buyers often felt pressure to waive inspections or appraisal contingencies just to stay competitive. That environment was intense. It was emotional, and it moved quickly. But it also created something important: equity. Homeowners across the Phoenix metro area saw significant appreciation during those years. If you purchased your home before 2020, there is a good chance your equity position changed dramatically during that period, and that equity shift creates new strategic questions. Is your equity positioned efficiently? Does your current home still support the life you're living now? Would holding the property, selling, or repositioning create a better outcome long term? Those questions aren't about timing the market. They're about reviewing real estate the same way you review any other major asset. Most people regularly review their retirement accounts, their investment portfolios, and their savings. You know how those accounts are performing. You know whether the rate of return is acceptable. And if it isn't, you work with your financial planner to make adjustments. Real estate deserves that same level of attention. As a member of the Keller Williams Planner community, part of my role is helping homeowners evaluate how their real estate fits within their overall financial picture. That includes looking at things like equity, risk exposure, income potential if the property is rented, and how the property fits into long-term planning. And this is where collaboration matters. Your CPA evaluates tax exposure. Your financial planner evaluates long-term income strategy. Your estate planning attorney structures ownership and inheritance planning. My role is to interpret the real estate itself and explain how timing, equity, leverage, and negotiation impact the overall plan. I don't replace those professionals. I work alongside them so the real estate decisions align with the rest of your strategy. Because for many homeowners, real estate is one of the largest assets they own, and it deserves coordinated planning. Now let's talk about another important shift since 2020, negotiation. During the peak years of 2020 and 2021, market speed often determined outcomes. Homes moved so quickly that buyers sometimes felt they had no leverage at all. But today's market is different. Negotiation once again plays a significant role in the final outcome of a transaction. As a certified negotiation expert, or CNE, I focus heavily on the structure and positioning of the contract. And there are three key phases where negotiation has the greatest impact. The first phase is the offer itself. Price matters, but price is not the only factor. Contract structure, timelines, contingencies, and clarity all influence how strong an offer actually is. Sometimes the highest price is not the strongest offer. The second phase is inspections and repair negotiations. This is where transactions often become financially meaningful. A buyer who focuses only on purchase price and ignores inspection findings may be setting themselves up for significant costs later. For example, a roof nearing the end of its life in the Arizona climate can require a full replacement. An HVAC system that has survived many Phoenix summers may still be running today, but could be approaching failure. And roof underlayment beneath tile roofs often wears out long before the tiles themselves. These are expensive systems. So when inspection findings appear, the conversation becomes about repairs, credits, and long-term maintenance responsibility. For sellers, responding to inspection requests also requires balance. Not every request represents a true defect. Some requests relate to routine maintenance or buyer preference. That stage of the transaction benefits from calm communication and experience. The third negotiation phase is the appraisal. After several years of rapid appreciation, appraisals play a critical role in confirming value. If an appraisal comes in below the contract price, the transaction may require renegotiation, additional buyer cash, or adjusted terms. This phase requires analysis rather than emotion. Strong negotiation across these three stages protects equity for both buyers and sellers. So what does the current market environment mean for buyers today? Buyers have more space to evaluate decisions carefully. Instead of racing to waive protections, buyers can conduct thorough inspections. They can evaluate the remaining life of the roof or HVAC system. They can negotiate repairs or credits. And they can compare long-term monthly payment scenarios before moving forward. Sometimes a slightly higher purchase price with negotiated repairs may create a better outcome than a lower price paired with deferred maintenance. Now for sellers, if you purchased your home before 2020, your equity position may be significantly stronger today. But success in today's market requires a different approach than the peak years. Strategic pricing matters, presentation matters, and negotiation experience matters. Another factor many homeowners are thinking about is the interest rate they locked in during those earlier years. Low mortgage rates can create what some people call the lock-in effect, where homeowners hesitate to move because their current rate is so favorable. But interest rate alone should not determine your decision. The full financial picture matters more. Monthly costs, equity position, maintenance responsibilities, and how the home fits your current stage of life. When I sit down with homeowners, I often see three assumptions that create problems after the 2020 surge. The first is assuming the peak seller conditions of 2021 still apply. That market environment was unusual and compressed. Today's market requires strategy rather than speed. The second mistake is focusing only on mortgage rate. Your rate is important, but it is only one variable in the overall decision. The third mistake is ignoring return on equity. When appreciation significantly increases your equity, the way that property performs financially can change. Reviewing that position periodically helps avoid reactive decisions later. The goal is clarity, not urgency. If you bought, refinanced, or made decisions during the 2020 and 2021 cycle, it may be worth reviewing where you stand today. Sometimes the right decision is to hold the property. Sometimes it's to reposition. And sometimes it's simply understanding your options so you can plan the next phase with confidence. If you want to review your equity position or talk through your real estate strategy, you can call or text me at 602-77-00643. This is Shirley Coomer. Have a great day.